Well, I'm back, sort of, partially. Went through the COVID valley of whatever that was. And I'm in a place right now where I am going out walking in this beautiful sunshine, looking at the colored leaves, and just being grateful that I'm still vertical. Yay for vertical. What I came across today was a really interesting book that I should have known about in the past, but I didn't, and now I do. It is a book called Chatter, The Voices in My Head. And it's an excellent analysis of how there is the narrator. It's kind of like the voiceover. If you were a movie, there'd be a voiceover coming on. And I'm very, very aware of this with my meditation practice and my Wim Hof breath and all the rest of that. What the chattering in my head does is it's kind of like a magical creation, because what we do with the voice in our head is we're literally creating our reality. What do I believe about the world? What do I believe about my place in the world? What do I believe are my possibilities, my gifts, my powers, my weaknesses? And one of the things that comes with meditation practice, and it's why a lot of people don't do it, they sit down and they go, I'm going to meditate and I'm just going to be like a river rippling past with this little hummy, beautiful sound, kind of like a oboe music, so lovely. And then they look in for the first time. It's kind of like going in somebody's house that didn't expect you to show up. And you go like, oh my God, there's so much clutter in here. There are piles of things. Don't you ever do your laundry? But what about taking the stuff out of the dryer and folding it? And so it is alarming when you first start meditation practice because you have no idea of how ferociously your interior monologue is creating your reality. It is literally making your life as you live. So to give you an example, today I was sweeping the back deck. And as I'm sweeping the back deck, I come to a place where I go, oh, this feels good. There are golden leaves around me. The air is nice. It's comfortable. And the leaves are few. I can get this task done. And my zinnia's growing. It's so beautiful. And then it kicks in. Since it feels so good to sweep my deck, I think what I'm going to do is clean out my refrigerator. Yes, that's what I'll do. And then I start cleaning out the refrigerator. And then when I'm cleaning out the refrigerator, I'm thinking about the things I should be making from the things that are in the refrigerator. And I liken it to, if you've ever seen the old Tarzan movies, and you can see the chimpanzee that's swinging from vine to vine. It's a chimpanzee that's not planning a path. It's just responding to the next vine. The next vine is a thought. It's a task. It's a thing. I can do that. Let's do that. And the place that I always get to, if I watch my mind, is it's just too fucking much. I am telling myself too many things at the same time. I am putting a to-do list down that I would have to live to be 250 to ever finish. And there's a sense that starts to come up. Your biochemistry changes, and you get in a place where you're not breathing deeply, you're not in a state of peace, you're now in a state of pursuit. And our culture does that to us. Our culture teaches us that it's a competition, that we're all out there with long knives trying to get the best everything and to do it really quickly. And it's like, is this enough? Is this enough? This is the thought that kept coming to me, is when is it enough? When is just sweeping my deck enough? So I enjoy the movement. It's like dance. I've got an old broom. It's really old, and I'm congratulating myself on not getting any of them damn new fancy things. No, I've had that broom for 25 years, and it still sweeps up leaves. And so we're programmed to be constantly chasing the emptiness that we have within in the outside world. If I do enough, if my house is clean enough, if I address every single thought I have, if I complete every task, is it enough so that I can now be content with who I am, content with this now? And that's the question that keeps appearing to me when I'm meditating, because I can hear the chatter, I can see the chatter, I know the tug that my cultural conditioning is pulling me toward, and that is more, chase it, not enough, scarcity, emptiness, fear. And so we cycle down unless we can get into the chatter and be like I was on the deck. I've got an old broom. I'm not trying to sweep every single leaf off of my deck, because right now more leaves are falling. And I've got to tell you this story that is so beautiful. I had a neighbor who was interesting. He didn't like leaves on his lawn. So he decided one day to go up into the tree that was deciduous and dropped leaves on the lawn with a vacuum cleaner. He's up the ladder with a vacuum cleaner, vacuuming off the leaves so they won't hit his lawn. And it's such a lesson to me about mindfulness. If I don't like leaves hitting my lawn, then I'm going to have to do something inordinate and strange, very, very fear-driven, and that is just be vacuuming all the leaves out of the air, because God knows I'm not going to be healthy and safe and protected unless there's perfection around me. And so the mindfulness training goes on and on. It's constant. I get myself to a place, and I can do it now very quickly. What am I supposed to learn from this? When I was sick, I went to the place, what am I supposed to learn from this? It wasn't, let me suffer more. I seem to have signed up for suffering, so let me just dive into it. It's like a pool. Just dive in off the high tower, and then I can just suffer the crap out of myself, instead of getting to a place where I come back to the question that always settles me down and makes me feel more accepting of the strange state of being human on the earth. Let's face it, it's weird. You're not the only one that's being weirded out by your internal monologue and by the way that you run your life. We all are. It's just so weird. How can I focus on what I'm supposed to learn? Not focus like, you've got to learn this. Come on. If you learn this, it'll never happen again. Like, really? It's just, there's something I can get out of this. And it isn't getting out of this that's the goal. What I mean by that is, this will never happen to me again. I can escape being mortal. I can escape having lessons. I can escape the body. I can escape the prison of the self. No, it's simply where you're in a place where you're less likely to do damage to yourself with your own internal chatter. You're just like, okay, there it is again. What can I do that will make me feel like I deserve love and peace and happiness? The biggest thing I can do is to be in a state of submission, to be in a state where I call it floating. Lay back on your back, look at the sky, and let the water carry you. Don't struggle with it. Oh God, I'm touching water, I'll drown. Or, oh God, the leaves are touching my lawn. I'm going to die. So meditation is fantastic for getting you to a place where you can see exactly how crazy the things are that you're telling yourself all day long. And now you can get to a place where you can just be amused. You're a stand-up comic. This is laughable. Isn't it funny? And then you can kind of just look at it and go, oh man, I know. You just want to go out in the yard and make the yard perfect and the refrigerator perfect and your life perfect. And then if everything's perfect, no, nothing's going to change because you've still got the voice in your head. So I just wanted to share that with you today, that these are the thoughts that entertain me. And I do find myself very, very amusing. Last night, Todd came and sat on my legs, and he was purring, and I was petting him, and he was purring, and then he swiped at me and, used his sharp claws, and I'm laying there going, that's not fair. You were purring. So I thought it was okay. Why did you hurt me? And I'm thinking, yeah, that's what we always get back to. It's just not fair if I'm doing all the right things, that my life isn't perfect. And isn't that funny? I share that joke with you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I invite you to subscribe right now to my videos if they help you at all. I also appreciate the thumbs up, the lovely comments that are coming in. And I am here if you want a coaching session, a psychic reading, I have a very clear channel that's very accurate, so I can kind of help you suss out what's going on in your life. If you get a hold of me for a remote reading, I don't need to be with you to see you. So I always very much appreciate you. Thank you.